Hello, good afternoon, children. So, how you all are? And I hope that you all are absolutely fine and quite enjoying your happy learning time, right? So, students, I welcome you to another e-class of ninth biology. So children, in previous class, I discussed with you about the chapter number 5, that is cell, and basically I discussed with you that is the cell organelles of the cell, right? Because remaining part was taken by Kiran madam. So cell organelles basically I discussed with you, and with that, in the last class itself, we finished off the chapter because in additional some new textbooks, cell division is also given, but that is being deleted now with reference to the 30% syllabus which CBSE has issued for division, right? So it means that is chapter number 5 cell we have already finished. Okay, and I hope that you have maintained notes in your fair copy. You are regularly studying your NCRT and solving your worksheets also, right? So student, just one request again, as we keep on telling repeatedly, the moment you join any live class, please mark your attendance simply by writing 5-digit code number and followed by your complete name. Second thing, few of you are in a habit of marking your attendance again and again. So please, that's a polite request from our side. Please mark your attendance only once in a given class. बार बार अपनी अटेंडेंस आपको मार्क नहीं करनी है, आप एक बार मार्क कर देंगे वो हमें दिख जाएगी, right? And very few of you, hardly 2 or 3 are there, which are also writing the wrong code numbers. So just please do check them before mentioning your code number here for marking your attendance, right? And the last one is regarding your Google Classroom app, that still many of you have not joined the Google Classroom invitation. It was posted in your group that you have to send one of your Gmail ID and go to that ID. There you will find one email from ACS number 4 school, invitation to join the Google Classroom. So you have to click that join button, and the moment you click it on, you will be automatically joined with the concerned classroom. And after that, you have to upload your worksheets. What are worksheets are being uploaded on the society website? So you have to just finish them and you have to upload to the Google Classroom. And respective assignments from our teacher sites are also uploaded in the Google Classroom. तो जिन बच्चों ने अभी तक Google Classroom ज्वाइन नहीं किया है, प्लीज जल्दी से जल्दी करेंगे, नहीं तो आपका ही काम लेट हो रहा है. Because as it is told earlier that these worksheets are the assignments, based upon that your performance will be assessed, right? So please do it as early as possible, right? So students, now in this today's class we are going to begin the next chapter in biology, and that is lesson number 6, tissues, right? Now what is tissue? That you have already got one introduction in class 8. There the chapter we have learned about plants, that is cell, its structure and function, right? And in just the previous chapter, chapter number 5, that is cell, the fundamental unit of life. So there we studied about the different components of a cell. In the same chapter, students, you have learned about the types of organisms on the basis of the number of cells with which their body is made up. तो सेल चैप्टर में हमने पढ़ा है कि एक गिवन ऑर्गेनिज्म की बॉडी कितने सेल से मिलकर बनी है. उस बेसिस पे हम ऑर्गेनिजम्स को डिवाइड करते हैं यूनिसेल्युलर एंड मल्टीसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, राइट? So the first difference is that unicellular organisms, their body is made up of single cell. Say for example amoeba. Now amoeba is an example of unicellular organism, and another is multicellular organisms, means those organisms whose body is made up of more than one cell, or you can simply say of many cells, right? Now another, the most important difference between these two is that the presence of division of labor. So there you have studied that multicellular organisms, they have got an advantage of division of labor. Now division of labor means when we talk about amoeba, whose complete body is made up of a single cell, right? So in that amoeba body, all kind of functions, all kind of life processes are performed by a single cell, whether it is nutrition, it is digestion, it is respiration, excretion, etc. All these life processes are performed by a single cell only. But multicellular organisms, they have division of labor. Now, what do we understand by division of labor? Division of labor means distribution of different functions to the different organs in the body of an organism. So in case of multicellular organism, the sequence goes that their body is comprised of various organ systems, digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, nervous system. So a multicellular organism is made up of many kind of organ systems. These organ systems in turn are made up of organs, and organs are made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells, right? So what happens in case of multicellular organism, a given organ will perform a specific function only. It won't take care of all the function. Whatever function is assigned to that particular organ, he will take care of that job only, right? He will take care of that job, and that's why life processes in case of multicellular organisms are performed more efficiently, क्योंकि मल्टीसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स की बॉडी में डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स है और हर ऑर्गन का अपना खुद का एक काम है, वो सिर्फ उस काम पे फोकस करेंगे, बाकी के और फंक्शंस डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स परफॉर्म करते हैं. That's why in case of multicellular organisms, all the life processes are performed in very effective way or more efficiently, right? It is because in them the cells are grouped into tissues, and I'm pretty sure that you must be remembering the definition of tissue which you have already learned in its standard. So just for quick recap, tissue stands for a group of cells. We say that multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. You take your own example. हमारी जो body है बहुत सारे cells से मिलकर बनी है, right? Now what happens? These cells get grouped. They make groups and they take up one common function which they all will go to perform, right? तो जो सेल्स है उनके ग्रुप बन जाते हैं और वो एक पर्टिकुलर जो सेल का ग्रुप है वो एक ही कॉमन फंक्शन परफॉर्म करेगा, एंड दैट ग्रुप ऑफ सेल इज नोन एज द टिश्यू, एंड दैट ग्रुप वी कॉल इट एज द टिश्यू. बट डू रिमेंबर दैट randomly any cell cannot group and make a tissue. The cells which together present in a group to form a tissue, they are generally similar in shape and size, and they have a common origin and they perform a common function. Means the characteristics of the cells which form a tissue are that they should be of similar shape and size. In most of the cases I'm talking that the cell's shape and size is almost same. They have a common origin and they perform one common function, right? So that is about the definition of the tissue, right? Okay. So, from the login ID Sunish Saxena, one question is there that madam, in previous chapter, what is the function of centriole? Okay, so Hardik has already answered. स्पिंडल्स ड्यूरिंग सेल डिवीजन. और अगर ये भी समझ में नहीं आता है तो आप एक सिंपल स्टेटमेंट एग्जाम में लिख कर आ सकते हैं दैट दे हेल्प इन द सेल डिवीजन, राइट? लेट्स फोकस हियर. Okay, so I hope now you got what is a tissue, right? So we have got many examples of tissue. Say for example, in our body blood is flowing, so that blood is an example of tissue, right? Inside our digestive system, many organs are there: esophagus, small intestine, stomach, etc. All these organs in turn are made up of varieties of tissues, right? And these tissues, they perform together variety of functions. Okay, so now we will move on to the basic part of the chapter, that in this particular topic, in this chapter, we are going to study about in detail about the types of plant tissues and types of animal tissues, right? But before we directly jump to a particular topic, we should first understand that what are the differences between plant tissues and animal tissues, because as we see with our eyes, plants and animals, they are very different from each other. Although if we compare them with respect to life processes, they are same. Means that in plants also, that is in nutrition, respiration, excretion, all life process takes place. And same process occur inside our body also, that is we animals, right? But still there are some demarcating differences between plant tissues and animal tissues. So what are those? Let's try to discuss here. So first difference which arises between plant tissues and animal tissue is with respect to their mode of nutrition. Yes, mode of nutrition means with by the way by which they obtain their food. So we know well that plants, they are autotrophic by nature. They are autotrophic by nature means they can prepare their food themselves by the process of photosynthesis, right? Whereas in case of animals, the mode of nutrition is heterotrophic, and in most of the cases it goes as holozoic. Now, holozoic means that is we consume the food as a whole and then it is digested inside our body, right? So animals, they are heterotrophic by mode of nutrition, whereas plant tissues, they are autotrophic. That's why nature has provided plants with chlorophyll, and that is absent from the animals, right? Another is pattern of growth. Another one is pattern of growth, the design, the way in which growth takes place in plants and animals. We say that in plants the growth is localized. हम कहते हैं कि plants में जो growth है वो localized है. Localized means that inside the plant body there are certain locations where the tissues which has got the capacity to divide and make new cells for growth are present. It means there are certain parts in the body of plant which can grow throughout their lifetime. But these growing cells, these growing tissues are not uniformly distributed in the body of the plants, but they are present at a specific locations. And that's why we say that the growth in plant tissue is localized, right? Whereas in case of animals, the growth pattern is diffused. The growth pattern is diffused. Diffused means that unlike to plants, there occur a uniform growth in we animals till we attain maturity. हमारे सारे बॉडी पार्ट्स में यूनिफॉर्म ग्रोथ होती है जब तक हम मैच्योर नहीं हो जाते. And once we become mature, after that only reparative growth takes place. Now reparative growth means that is if there is worn out cells are there, so new cells will be formed. That is a kind of repair. Our hair grows, we trim them, then again it grows. Our nails grow, we trim them, then again they increase in the length. So it is all comes under the category of reparative growth. Okay, because normal ordinary growth which increases our height and size, okay, that takes place only up to the maturity. Once maturity is attained, then in animals only reparative growth takes place. But in case of plants, there are certain particular regions where growth keeps on occurring all throughout their lifetime, right? So that is the meaning of the term, that in plant tissues the growth is localized, but in case of animal tissue the growth is diffused and only up to the maturity. After that we can only have reparative growth, right? Now next one is that is plant tissues. They are basically meant for a stationary kind of habitat or stationary kind of that is lifestyle. Means they are fixed in the soil. They cannot move from one place to another at their own. So for such kind of lifestyle, plant tissues they require more strength. They require more mechanical strength, and that's why most of the tissues in case of plant's body these are dead and supportive. तो प्लांट्स की बॉडी में जो मैक्सिमम टिश्यूज होते हैं वो डेड होते हैं because their main job is to provide mechanical strength to the plant, to give mechanical support to the plant, because it has to spend whole of its lifetime in stationary, in standing upright only. That's why most of the tissues in plant body are dead. So sometimes from this we get a question that explain why most of the tissues in plant body are dead in nature. If you take that as most part of the xylem, cork, all these are dead parts of the plant. So reason comes that plants they live in a stationary lifestyle. They cannot move from one place to another. They are fixed in the soil. So to remain standing in the soil, they need more mechanical strength, and that comes from the dead tissues, right? Whereas in case of animal tissues, most of the tissues, that is animals, they are mobile. Mobile means they can move from one place to another and they need to move. Plants they are stationary because the major their job, that is major their necessity food, they can prepare themselves. But animals on the other side, they cannot prepare their food themselves. So they need to wander from one place to another in search of food, shelter, and mates also. Okay, so their body consists very less number of dead tissues, but most of the tissues in the body of animals are living and they are very active because for moving from one place to another they need more energy, and that is provided by the active living tissues. And one more thing, students, that in case of plant tissues, as I told you, most of the tissues are dead and supportive. So such kind of tissues, they require less maintenance. Whereas most of the tissues in case of animal's body is living, so they require more maintenance. Living means because there are pretty enough chances of wear and tear in case of the cells of the tissues, right? So what happens, that is when wear and tearing in the cell is taking place, so repairing has to be done, and that we say that they require more maintenance. And one point you can also add, that is in case of plant tissues, the structural organization of the body inside the plant body I'm talking about, that is pretty simple as compared to about what we see in case of animals. Yes, in case of animals body, the organization of the whole organism, as I told you earlier, organ system, organs, tissues, and finally come to the basic unit cells, that is very, very complex in itself. So simply in one line you can write up that in plant tissues, in plants, the structural organization is very simple, but in animals, the structural organization is very typical, or you can say very complex, right? So students, these are some of the important differences between plants and animal tissues. So basically to remember, just you have to focus upon nutrition, growth, that is mobility, and structural organization. चार फील्ड है जिनके बेसिस पे आप प्लांट टिश्यूज और एनिमल टिश्यूज के बीच में ब्रॉडली डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं. अगेन आई एम टेलिंग, दैट इज nutrition, mode of nutrition, then pattern of growth is there, then mobility, and then structural organization. Right? So that is about the beginning part of the chapter, differences between plant and animal tissues. Right? Now we will start with, that is the first part of the chapter about plant tissues. Okay? So now we'll talk about plant tissues in detail one by one. Okay. So plant tissues. Plant tissues, they are broadly classified into two parts. So one is called meristematic tissue and another is known as permanent tissue. Right? Permanent tissue. That is a broader classification. Okay? And then these permanent tissues are again divided into two parts, that is simple and complex. Right? Okay? Simple and complex. If you are noting down anywhere, you can note down this flow chart. It will be helpful for you to revise at a glance. Okay? Then in simple, we have moving on it regarding that is parenchyma, then comes collenchyma, and then comes sclerenchyma. Right? Whereas in case of complex one, we have named that is xylem and phloem. Right? And here the types comes, that is apical, lateral, and intercalary. So that is just in very short a flow chart and outline figure for types of plant tissues. Right? So here now one by one we will discuss about one topic, each topic in detail. And just one suggestion from my side, student, that whenever you are preparing any topic in any subject, if it is possible, then always try to convert the concept in the form of a flow chart. तो जब भी आप किसी टॉपिक का रिवीजन करते हैं, आप अपना पढ़ाई करते हैं, तो अगर पॉसिबल है जो भी कॉन्सेप्ट आपने पढ़ा है उसको एक फ्लो चार्ट के फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट करें, and then you will find that it will be more easy for you to remember the concept. Right? Because when we make out a flow chart, then we arrange the things in ordered way, and our brain is in a habit of arranging information in a systematic and ordered way. That's why flowcharts are the most easy and most effective ways of doing your revision. Right? And it is especially more effective in your classes 9th, 10th and higher ones. Right? So let's come back here. So that is a flowchart for your plant tissues, and we're discussing. Just now we'll focus upon this first category, that is meristematic tissue. Right? Now plant tissues is based upon the capacity of division, whether the cells of which these tissues are made up, they can divide or not. Based upon that, we have divided plant tissues broadly into two categories: meristematic plant tissues and permanent plant tissues. Right? Now, meristematic plant tissues, they are made up of those cells which keep on dividing throughout the life of the plant. And permanent tissues are those plant tissues whose cells, they have lost the capacity of cell division. Permanent plant tissues वो होते हैं जिनकी जो cells हैं वो cell division नहीं कर सकती, right? But in case of meristematic plant tissues, the cells can go for cell division throughout the life of the plant, right? So we'll discuss about this meristematic tissue. Okay, just okay. Just let me draw a diagram how this meristematic tissue look like. Okay. So that is nucleus is dense cytoplasm, right? That is thin cell wall, thin cell wall, right? So as you can see here in this particular diagram, that here I have drawn the cells of meristematic tissue, right? So from the diagram, as it is quite clearly visible that the cells in meristematic tissue, yes, the plant tissue which has got the capacity to divide throughout the life of the plant. We are talking about meristematic tissue, right? So the cells of this meristematic tissue, they are compactly arranged. They are compactly arranged and they don't have any kind of intercellular spaces. Means sometimes the cells are arranged like this. Yes, like this. Then this space is called intercellular space, right? But in case of meristematic tissue, as you can see clearly, there is no intercellular space, right? Another thing, the cells of this tissue, they have got a thin cell wall that is made of cellulose. Cell wall is extremely thin and you will find a dense cytoplasm inside every cell. Dense cytoplasm is very discussed. It is dense cytoplasm and the nucleus which are present inside these cells, the nuclei, that is a large one. That is a large one. So all these cells of meristematic tissue, they contain a large nuclei, right? So students, here it is a picture of a kind of plant tissue in front of you. Is there any important cell organelle missing from this diagram? That is one of the most important part, more important for plant. Yes. Any hint from your side? Yes. So again comes the very first one, that is Hardik. Answer is correct. Others are also giving Ayush, Gailot, Akash, Vijay. Yes, your answer is correct. Students, that I haven't shown any kind of vacuole in this diagram. Reason is that the main job of these cells is to make more number of new cells by the cell division procedure, right? And the main function of the vacuoles in case of plant body is that they remain filled with the cell and they provide turgidity to the cell. So, if these cells are going to contain vacuoles, these cells are going to contain vacuoles, then what happens that vacuole may just give a kind of hindrance to the process of cell division, because in that cells will be filled, different substances are stored, right? So what happens that these cells, they lack vacuoles because they are actively involved in the process of cell division to make more number of new cells. They don't need anything to store upon. ये कोई चीजें स्टोर नहीं करती, सिंपली जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स मिलते हैं उनको कंज्यूम करके अपना सेल डिवीजन प्रोसेस को कंटिन्यू रखती हैं. Another thing is that I told you that these cells, they have got a large nucleus. Yes, again that's for a specific purpose, that they contain a large nuclei, because nucleus is the main part of the cell which is involved in the cell division, because inside the nucleus, as you have learned in the previous chapter, that it contains DNA. You learn in higher classes, the most important event in a cell division is the replication of DNA. So these cells are repeatedly undergoing mitosis cell division to make more number of cells. So they all have a large nuclei, no vacuoles, no intercellular spaces, and thin cellulose cell walls, right? So sometime in exam you get a question in biology that what are the characteristics of meristematic tissue, plant tissue. So your answer should be the cells of this tissue are compactly arranged, no intercellular spaces, dense cytoplasm, large nuclei, and they lack vacuoles, right? So I can see here, some other also have given the answer. Priyanshi, Parth, Lakshita Thakur, Neelam, Harsh, Vibha, Ayush again is writing vacuole. Yes, children, all your answer is correct. That here I haven't shown any vacuole, and I told the reason also for the same, right? So that is about the characteristic feature of what we say, that is meristematic tissue. Now come to the types of meristematic tissue. Yes, now this meristematic tissue in plant body is divided into different types based upon its location and function it performs. Location means प्लांट बॉडी में कहाँ कहाँ पर प्रेजेंट होता है, उसका वहाँ क्या फंक्शन है, इस क्राइटेरिया पर हमने मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू को 3 टाइप्स में डिवाइड किया है, राइट? सो लेट्स सी व्हाट आर दीस 3 टाइप्स and what is the function of each type here. Okay, so yes, okay. So just in a small portion of plant body, I have shown the location of 3 types of meristem. And student, this particular topic is very important in itself. If you're just noting down, do mark it important, because it is a commonly asked question. Almost every year we get one question from this topic, types of meristems in case of plants, right? Now what happens here? That is, first one is apical meristem. Now apical term we have gained from the word apices. Now apices is the plural word for the term apex, right? Apex means tip. Apex stands for tip, right? So what happens? This apical meristem, it is found at the tips of root and shoot. Shoot stands for stem. तो जो plants की roots और shoots होती है, stems होती है, उनकी tip पर जो meristematic tissue present है, that is known as the apical meristem. Again I am telling, apical from apices, the plural word, singular word is apex, and apex stands for the tip. So the plant meristematic tissue found in the tip of root and shoot is known as the apical meristem, right? As so here you can see the diagram I shown here at the tip, and its function is to, the function of apical meristem is to increase length. Its main function is to increase length. So what happens? The cells of the apical meristem tissue, which is present at the tip of root and shoot, these cells, they keeps on dividing continuously. More number of cells are formed, and because of these newly added cells, the length of the stem above the soil and the length of the root under the soil keeps on increasing, right? So that is about the apical meristem. Another one is called lateral meristem. The lateral means, if you go for English meaning, lateral means the sides, right? So here we have got a portion of plant here. So on the sides of this plant particular part, if we take the say stem or the root. So on the sides of the stem, on the sides of the root, the meristem which is present or found is the lateral meristem. Lateral meristem, right? And its main function is to increase the girth of the stem or root. Girth means to increase the width, or you can say to increase the diameter of the stem or root. You might have noticed that हम सबने देखा है तो शुरू में हम एक seed को germinate करते हैं. It becomes a small sapling. Then this sapling becomes a plant. Then this plant comes to the height of a shrub, and then it gradually becomes a tree. तो धीरे धीरे हम नोट करते हैं पहले स्टेम बहुत पतली होती है, राइट? फिर वो थोड़ी सी मोटी होती है, फिर जब एक बड़े ट्री में जाके पहुंचती है स्टेम बन जाती है ट्रंक, right? So in that major role is played by that is this lateral meristem, and same thing happens in case of the roots also. अगर आप छोटा सा प्लांट का सैपलिंग अप्रूट करेंगे तो आप देखिए रूट्स उसकी बहुत पतली है, लेकिन वहीं पर अगर आप एक बड़े ट्री की रूट्स से कंपेयर करेंगे तो रूट्स काफी थिक होती हैं. How? Because of the function of the lateral meristem. Another tissues are also involved, but the major function is performed by that is what is it? This particular one. Okay. So here just I can see that one of you writing you have made a wrong diagram. It's not wrong actually. You can express in other way. Okay. Now another one is that is intercalary. Okay. Intercalary means it is that meristem which is present at the nodes and internodes. So anyone who can tell me what are nodes and internodes? I'm just having a look on this your comment section. Yes, nodes and internodes. So I told you. Nodes and internodes. Yes, anyone who want to write here what are nodes and internodes? Yes. No one is writing? Okay, so you have observed in case of that is stem. When we have, okay, say for example, this is the stem. And on the stem, leaves are attached. Right? Like this. Okay? So, the portion where the leaves are attached on the stem, these portions has got the swollen areas. Means अगर आप एक normal किसी plant की stem ले लीजिए, उसकी सारी पत्तियां हटा दीजिए और eyes close करके अपनी finger को उसके ऊपर move करिए, तो आप feel करेंगे कि कुछ places पर swollen areas हैं stem के ऊपर, right? And those swollen areas are basically the points which we call it as nodes. Right? These are the places where leaves are born on the stem. These are called nodes, and the area present between two nodes that is known as internode. उसको हम कहते हैं internode, right? So we are talking about intercalary, and yes, I can see some of you have written answers also. Okay, so that is one is okay, Chandravir Singh, Dhruv Prajapati, okay, then Parth, Neelam, Harsh, Ritik Saini, Vibha, okay, most of your answer is just about the point only, correct only, that is the part of the stem where leaves are born, nodes, और दो nodes के बीच में जो part है उसको हम कहते हैं internode, right? So what happens just at nodes and behind these internodes? The meristem which is present is known as the intercalary meristem. तो nodes और internodes के पीछे जो plant meristem present है वो कौन सा होता है? That is intercalary meristem, right? And function of this intercalary meristem is to increase the length of a particular plant organ. Say for example, अगर यहाँ नोड पर लीफ प्रेजेंट है तो उस लीफ की जो लेंथ है, जो साइज है, वो इंटरकैली मेरिस्टेम इंक्रीज करेगा, right? If here in place of leaf a flower is present, then its length will be increased by the flower. A fruit is present, then again its size, its length will be increased by the intercalary meristem. So basically what intercalary meristem do? It keeps on dividing and keeps on adding new cells to this nodes and the internodes. So वहाँ पर जो भी plant part present होता है वो उसके length को increase करने में help करता है, right? So I'm just very glad to see that some of you have drawn, some of you have written complete answer which I asked about the question nodes and the internodes, right? So student, that is about the first type of plant tissues, that is meristematic plant tissue. And just to remind you, always remember, it is that plant tissue whose cells has got the capacity to divide all throughout their lifetime, right? So I hope that you understood the topic which I discussed with you. Okay, if there is any particular doubt, you can write it here also. Okay, and if you are reading NCERT later on, then you are facing any doubt, then feel free to drop a line to my WhatsApp number also. I will be very happy to see your doubts here and I will try to resolve all of them, right? So students, will be meeting soon in the next class from the same chapter. So till then, keep learning, keep studying, take care, bye, thank you.